One side effect of the pandemic is that global carbon emissions are expected to be down 6% by the end of the year. And with Times Square abandoned, New York's majestic Pikachus are returning to their former natural glory. But if we've learned one thing, this crisis is an opportunity to rethink how our society does and doesn't work. I had Mike Rubens investigate what a better post-pandemic world could look like.
The pandemic has turned the world upside down. Republicans are supporting massive spending programs. Andrew Cuomo is popular. And eminent historians are talking to absolute idiots. Doris, Kearns, Goodwin, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, I'm very glad to be with you. Thank you.
The question for Goodwin: could this tragic pandemic potentially lead to progress?
Yes, I think it's possible. I think it's even likely. We've been through really tough times before, and we did emerge better as a result of them.
For example, the Great Depression led to once radical reforms.
You get eventually Social Security, you get a safety net, and you get a minimum wage and collective bargaining.
World War II brought the GI Bill, more women in the workforce, and the final defeat of fascism. Okay, temporary defeat. But
history tells us that you can have hope, you can have perspective, you can make things better. We just have to set our minds to it.
So let's do that. To help envision a better post-pandemic America, I enlisted an all-star panel of experts and the simultaneously utopic and dystopic world of Sims in a segment we're calling Reimagining. It's so great to have an audience again.
You suck!
So great. First, how about a better social safety net? Here's Robert Reich, author of The System, Who Rigged It, How We Fix It.
We are the most unequal in terms of income and wealth of any advanced country.
Narva.
We have socialism for the rich and the harshest form of capitalism you can imagine for everybody else.
What specific changes would you like to see emerge after the pandemic?
Well, if I'm going to put on my silver lining hat,
Please do.
we should cancel student debt. We could have a universal healthcare system. We could have universal basic income, not keeping people comfortable, but at least making sure they didn't go hungry.
Great. UBI, universal healthcare, debt forgiveness. I love the vision. Okay, no to Trump.
If I am still allowed to have my silver lining hat on, Donald Trump is not only out of a job, he is prosecuted for violating a law. In fact, there's a race among public prosecutors to see who is going to get him in prison first.
Robert Reich, I love your imagination. Okay, let's solve climate change. Meehan Chris studies and writes extensively about the subject, and she's an optimist.
I'm definitely not an optimist.
Okay, she's
I think I'm more aligned with what John Berger would call undefeated despair.
good enough. And coincidentally, the name of the full frontal house band. So, Meehan's imagination?
First, really large-scale investments in clean energy technologies and infrastructure. Second, I would create a federal jobs guarantee in areas like medicine, education, clean energy. And third, I would nationalize the fossil fuel industry.
Wow, these are some crazy radical ideas.
These aren't these crazy radical ideas. If you take the interest of shareholders out of the equation, you sort of loosen up that stranglehold that the industry has on our political system, you can really see a clearer path forward to a net zero emissions economy.
Excellent. And with our imagination, everything is going to be okay.
This is not going to be okay, but it can be less worse.
Good enough. Climate change solved. And as long as we're nationalizing things,
We can nationalize the pharmaceutical industry, and we should nationalize the pharmaceutical industry.
nationalize Big Pharma. Isn't that overly strong medicine? Thank you.
What we do now is that we meaning taxpayers and patients, pay for the most critical research conducted on medicine.
But then we turn the results of that research over to drug companies, and U.S. law grants the companies monopoly patents, meaning they can jack prices way up. Wow, that guy seems evil. It's like you invented lemonade and paid for the ingredients for a kid's lemonade stand.
And then she would charge you $30 a glass for the lemonade.
And you need the lemonade or you die. Sorry, Sims dude. Capitalism. Also, we desperately need new vaccines and antibiotics, but they're usually not profitable. So instead,
We have lots and lots of erectile dysfunction drugs.
But just to be clear, if we did nationalize the pharmaceutical industry, there still would be erectile dysfunction drugs available.
I think there would be, yeah.
Okay, it's vital that our imagination is inclusive. Black Americans were systematically blocked from the benefits deriving from World War II and the Depression. Is progress possible now?
It is absolutely possible. Possible and probable, not the same thing.
Nicole Hannah-Jones just won a Pulitzer for the 1619 Project, a sweeping history of slavery and race in America. Why isn't she more hopeful, other than, all the reasons?
When you look at the polling on this, white Americans support for universal social programs decline if they think large numbers of Black Americans are going to benefit from them.
Yep, the old "don't rescue me from this fire if you're gonna rescue him too" philosophy. It's dumb.
I think there has to come a point where white people are willing to give up the psychic advantage that they believe they have from whiteness and really truly believe that we are all Americans and we should take care of each other.
I have to say that now I'm less optimistic as well.
Okay, good. My work here is done.
Yes, good outcomes aren't guaranteed. But let's end on this reminder from JFK.
Problems created by man can be solved by man.
Or more realistically, by a woman, and then a man will run in and take credit.
You suck!
If you liked this video, hit subscribe and let me know in the comments below. And if you didn't like this video, I'm sure you've already left a comment. Thank you so much.